We're at Prince's Park, which is on the eastern side of Eastbourne. It's a park which has special interest to me because as a lad I used to live very close to it. My brother still lives there, in a house where you could walk out of the house and go straight into the park. It's changed a lot since then, much for the better, but I still remember those interesting holidays, summer holidays from school, when I'd come down here and there'd be a boating lake and pedalos, and I also used to be able to somehow or other find a way of getting a free ride. No pedalos today, beautiful lake, beautiful park. They do have model boats on here occasionally, but that's a rarity. I think on a Sunday there should be some here now, but there isn't. Tell you a little bit about this place. It was originally called the Gilbert Recreation Ground. It was leased from the Gilbert family for £5, the magnificent sum of £5 a year, and that went on for 5 years, no, for 50 years, sorry. And at the end of that time the council bought the park outright and has developed it into the beautiful place it is now. Walking towards what is a beautiful garden. It was there when I was a younger person. It's still there, but much nicer now. It's got lovely benches, lovely flowers. They seem to have done quite a lot. There is a group in Eastbourne called the Friends of Prince's Park, and I think that they do an amazing job keeping this place so very much as an idyllic place to walk and just to feel nature. The park this year won the Green Flag Award. That was something very special. It shows the park is now one of the prime places to come and visit. There's another person who visited this place quite a long time ago, and that was the Prince of Wales, who was later to become the King. And when he came here as the Prince of Wales on the 31st, no, not the date, in June 1931, he planted a tree. And I'm going up now to find that tree because it's really a very important part of this park's history. It gave the park its name, Prince's Park, as against Gilbert Recreation Ground. This used to be a sports ground. It is still behind those fences, but it's changed a lot. One time you couldn't come in here because the sports ground was locked away from the public. Now it's open to the public again. And here, this tree, and at the base of it, a plaque which records how the Prince of Wales, Edward, on the 30th of June 1931 officiated at the opening of Prince's Park. Now we're going to go back to the lake again and carry on our walk around this 28-acre park. It's amazing really, because 28 doesn't sound a very big number, yet it's a fairly good sized park, and very popular because there's so many people coming here and enjoying, including many dogs. Wherever he is, a dog. The park itself during the winter becomes a haven for birds. It's also a very good fishing pond, but you're not allowed to fish here. There it says wildlife area. Dogs must be kept on a leash round the lake, which is a good idea. We don't want them all swimming. So now, walking beside the lake, which for many years was one of the most entertaining places in Eastbourne, because they used to have not only regattas here, but they used to, on one occasion, had a battle, and it was all model boats, but it was quite spectacular. It was a reenactment of the Battle of Beachy Head. And all these boats came together with sails on, and they were bashing each other and setting each other on fire. It was a reenactment of the actual Battle of Beachy Head. Quite expensive because when the boats caught fire, which they're supposed to do, and they were no longer of any practical use. But a lot of people were here to see that event, and I remember it well. Just a short while ago there were black swans on the lake, just 2. They came from Australia. These are English swans, and they are here because this is such a quiet place for them to rest. Also, that's a seagull, not a swan. Also, swans are the most protected bird in England, and in that way they have multiplied in numbers and now are one of our favourite birds. Though they can be quite ferocious if you disturb them. They don't like being disturbed, and they're quite large birds. They have a characteristic of, I own this space, don't get near me, particularly when there's young swans around. I'm going to be very daring now, and I'm going to go close to a swan. There we have him. And he doesn't even know I'm, oh yes, he knows I'm filming him. He's watching me out of there. And the one next door to him is making a noise, indicating doesn't like my presence very much. So I'd better not stay too long. I don't want to be attacked by a swan. The boating club has a shed. Oh, look at the swans on the lake here. This is lovely. Wow, a lot. This is the old mechanics which used to control the water coming into the sluice gates, controlling the water coming into the lake. And there's the shed which I mentioned in the background. The way the pond was constructed, and the way the whole pond is part of a larger parkland area, was that this used to be a shingle bank. The sea used to come in and it used to go as far as Halsham. This used to be an estuary. But somewhere back in history, the sea suddenly was encapsulated one night through a storm by a shingle bank, and this became water meadows and shingle. They used this for the ballast waste, the rubbish, and they filled this area until in the end they decided in 1906 to put soil over the top of it and to create this park. And amazingly, the transformation is something which is quite spectacular, because no one would ever think this was actually built over the rubbish of Eastbourne. See how the bad can come good. I'm going up now to see the old golf course, which is no longer used, which is sad, but people still walk their dogs on it, and it is still a place of interest. When I was a lad, we used to play golf here. You can just see the mounds, and the old golf club in the distance there, the old golf club entrance. So, yes. Looking towards the lake, you're probably finding it shimmering a bit because of the sun on it. It's a very beautiful day here in Eastbourne, and they call it the sun trap of the south. So, yes. And I heard the other day that we had more sun in Eastbourne than any other place in Britain. So, yep, Eastbourne is still a sun trap of the south. I'm walking towards what used to be a big cafeteria. It's been rebuilt, and it's now quite special in its decoration and everything. When it was a cafeteria, it became slowly dilapidated. Very little money was spent on it, and eventually it was boxed up, closed down. And to see a place which has got wooden boards all around it in a very special park is not a very nice sight. So we're going to have a look at the new place now, what they've built in place of it. It's very popular. As I come up towards it, I go past the bowling greens. The bowling greens have been very popular here since the park opened. During the day, normally it's very busy. So there we have the new cafeteria. These strange walls they have created. Interesting. They're boulders encased in metal. And there is a funny dog riding in the bicycle. Oh, that is so lovely. Right. Well, hopefully some of our American viewers would like to see that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Bye. So here is inside this cafeteria, which is now very nicely reconstructed. And the view from the actual window looking out onto the lake make the place very idyllic. And probably the food makes you feel hungry. This new road, path, whatever you like to call it, has been constructed just recently. The lights are interesting. And I think they may park cars on here. I've never seen the cars parked on here, but there must be a good reason for spending so much removing part of the park and putting it in. But the park hasn't suffered. The park hasn't suffered at all, because next to that they've really enhanced a small garden into something very magical. This garden is at the top end. Just across there is the sea, just in the distance where that big shed is. That's a place where people do scuba diving, where they go boating. Road, East Coast Road. And here, right here, beautiful flowers. And a sense, I think, of peace against the turmoil of the busy town around us. Certainly the flowers are extremely beautiful this time of year. People picnicking, people playing games, people just going for walks in the park, people enjoying a Sunday. Another dog having its daily stroll. What type of dog is it?
Maltese Terrier.
Maltese Terrier.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's about a year and a half old and she won't go no more.
Right.
They don't go no bigger.
Don't they? Oh, right.
No.
Okay.
And she's, that's her colour and she won't go. She won't go. They'll feel white then.
This is a live broadcast and it goes out all over the world.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
so you may be watched in America at the moment.
Oh, right.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Hiya.
How do you find?
Yes.
How does she find the park with her infant carriage?
Yeah, it's okay. It's nice and flat. Windy.
A bit windy, yes. soon we're coming to the end of our tour of Prince's Park, and in future programmes I hope to bring you other parks in the town which have each their own particular character. They're all different, and this one's quite different as well, with its sluice gates here at the far end going out to the sea. Oh, I didn't tell you that these rivers here, well, they're actually called sewers, but there's nothing sewage about them. They are pure water, but that was the name given as they come from the downland a few miles away through Hampton Park, cross the levels and finish up here at Prince's Park, the sewers. So there we end this transmission, and I hope you have enjoyed this little trip around my memories and what is, to me, one of the special places, one of the very beautiful places to be in, to stroll in, and to be able to feel nature.